Welcome, absolutely everybody. We are coming to you live from Twitch, and we're also coming to you live from YouTube. Welcome, one and all. You can type in the chat in both Twitch and YouTube now, and I'll see both. We're just about to get started. Strap yourselves in for an absolute treat of a stream. Welcome, everybody, to the iRacing LeMans Series Round 11 at the Circuit de Barcelona. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome you guys on Twitch and on YouTube with the first stream that we're streaming in two separate situations, well, two separate instances. Say hi in the YouTube, say hi in the Twitch. You guys are now married together now. I don't know how else to describe it, but you're married now. And of course, we have to mess up the first time. How are we, guys? As always, I am joined by the lovely man himself. Mr. Craig, how are you?
Oh, hello. I am doing good, and I think it's safe to say that can we get the crown out and declare someone a winner tonight? Can we do the Lewis Hamilton and have a winner before the end of the season? Because I'm pretty sure no one in the race can win this other than the man in car number 3 and the man who's just put his little Porsche on pole, Mr. Rick Jonk. I believe he is the champion.
Well, he has to win. That's the main thing. He has to win.
He has to win. Okay, so let's just back it up 1 second. We're not talking about the ILMS championship. Oh no, we don't care about a little PDF document here. No, we're talking about cash, Wonga, the moolah. We're talking $20 dues on the line here for the Rally on TV Championship, and it's pretty safe to say that Rick Jonk's got it in the bag.
Well, there's also the announcement, by the way, that there is. I hate to break it to you. There's week 13.
That's next season.
No, it's this season.
No, week 13.
We can fact check this. Somebody fact check this for me. I'm doubly sure.
I sent you the information. Next season's week 13. Season 3 leap season. You've done it again, Rob.
Damn it.
But yes, no. Next season, 13 weeks. It's going to be absolutely fun because everyone loves 13. Great things happen with 13, so cannot wait for that. But we're in the middle of a season right now. Just to give you a rundown of the, actually, if you do care about the ILMS Championship, Rick Junk is 80 points behind Matt Barrow, who is not racing in this race tonight. So if you can get a good result with the SOF, you might be able to get a few more points, but it's going to be a challenge. But next week's where it all counts with LeMans itself. So that'll be interesting. But like we said, Rick Junk, pole, a 122.514. Behind him, Magnus Wallström with a 123.045. James Clay in third at 23.381. Nicholas Hedberg at 23.592. Oliver Brandt at 23.890. Conor Pearson in what I believe one of the only 33 Audis in this, so the lead Audi with a 24.389. Alexander Gerber a 24.644. Roberte Edward in the Sim Racing SRC car a 124.706. Jacob Selesky, I think I've pronounced that right, a 22.985. Jake Browning a 28.228, and Marshall Huber bringing up the rear in the LMP1 with a 28.267.
It's Luke Bennett the third, by the way. It is Luke Bennett the third in first place with a 29.8. I have no idea how to pronounce that last name, by the way.
Michelle Sangali with a 30.004. Sorry, I'll take over. I can pronounce these.
Go for it.
I'll leave you the GTEs because I'm horrible. Dmitry Liniev in third with a 30.431. Then Gustas Grimbergas a 30.501. Marcos Aracron Gonzalez a 30.875. Paul Van Loan a 30.889, hoping to make better on from last week. Matthias Kaiser a 30.996. Lewis Holden with a 31.007. Marcus Deck back again a 31.045. Adam J. Murray a 31.247. And Orson Mireles a 33.391. That brings the HPDs down.
By the way, thank you guys for tuning in. We see you guys on the Twitch. We see you guys on YouTube. Ray123 VDM, Connor Ryan. Thanks for tuning in. Rick, thanks for tuning in.
I'll quickly, because we're still waiting, aren't we? Yeah. Quick rundown at the start of the GTEs. Federico Godoy, 37.581, 37.583. Dmitry Kofanov, a 37.780. Felipe Caramello, 38.149. Marcin Kuzak, a 38.284. Graham Sanders, a 38.295. Pierre Ubitsu, a 38.308. Sebastian Sacco, 38.316. Augustin Martin, 38.335. Diego Pape Solita, a 38.379. And Jelle van der Been, a 38.750. That rounds out the top 10 of the GTEs. There are 19 GT runners as Rick Junk is starting the race right now. Let's just see what's going to happen. Any predictions?
I think Rick Junk was half a second ahead of everybody else, so I'm waiting for that to go full swing.
Must admit, not used to this, a historic circuit. We're not running this little chicane, so they're going to say bye-bye to the chicane. We don't need you. Coming around the Holland corner, we're going to see the pace car dive in right now. Wait for Rick Junk here. As now they go around on the Holland curve. I got that wrong. That's afraid of me. He's going to hold them back a little bit, and when will he go is the key thing. Might leave it late. Is leaving it late and catch them all off guard. Rick Junk takes the lead with Wallström right there. Hellberg and Clay is going there. Hellberg gets a free front. Who is that side by side? I'm just trying to have a look. That's Conor Pearson moving up into P4. Rick Junk, Wallström, Hellberg, Pearson. Let's watch the turn one as it goes crazy, and they all make it through in the LMP1s. Junk, Wallström, Hedberg, Pearson.
No, absolutely no accidents yet.
Crashing the HPD, crashing the HPDs at the start of the race. Sorry to interrupt. That's Sangali. It looks like he's clipped the curve into Elf and gone off. No, that's on his own right at the moment. So Sangali from P2 to the back of the field then for the HPDs. Sorry to cut it.
Oh, and he did. He just had a little kiss of the inside curb coming into turn one. These.
Park Racing. Just having a look at the GTs where we are there, it's all the same at the moment, apart from Sapaya there made a great run up into P7 by the looks of it. Martin trying to make a move on Sacco, not going anywhere at the moment. The lead still stays with Godoy there. Yeah, Godoy, Kofanov and Calamella there. So 3-4s in the lead at the moment. It looks like a move for Kusak there, trying to go, and he does take the move there on Calamella. So Kusak takes P3 there from a move. So that's a Ferrari wedging in between the boards at the moment. And is there going to be another move here going side by side? That's a Ford behind. Who's that? No, there's a Ford off. There's a Ford off. It's chaos. It's Sanders. Sanders has gone off. There is chaos in the GTE. He clips the grass. He touches the back of the car in front of him. I think that was Zavitsu. And just collects a load of cars. He's slap bang in the middle there. Not good. I see at least 4-5 cars damaged there from that one move.
Oh, and you can see on the replay, he tried going on the inside, you say that? The inside of the car he was battling, the other Ford, and, well, he's got no front cone, he's got no front bumper, and I think he's limping back to the pits at the moment.
Yep, I think so. I just see the no cone there. It looks to be... looks like that could be his race over at the moment. Sanders is still going, though. Is he going to limp it back to the pits? I think he is. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, wow. That also took out Junior Borges there. I'm not sure who else got tied up with that. There's damage to Sapia. Neugen gets away with it, of course, but I think at the front it's not too bad. It looked worse than it did, but there's not a lot of damage on any of the cars really, apart from just those. So a lot of cars got away with that. But yeah, in the GTEs, it's Godoy, Kofanov, Cuisac, and Caramello is your front four, and I think that's pretty much the only drama we've had at the moment.
Just a few kisses. Well, one pretty deadly kiss, but we're still running here, still going. It's still green flag racing at the moment, as we see the two cars of Frederick Godoy and Dmitry Kofanov battling it through the older, I think, coming up to the old section of the track where the chicane no longer exists on this version of the track.
Yeah, down through Europe car and into New Holland now, the final corner. Godoy looks like he's getting a bit of leeway there. Was that an HPD I saw in the pits? It was Kaiser. Not sure what's happened there to the man. He's just come into the pit, so I'll keep an eye on that, but must be a reason for that. I can't see anything at the moment. No, I think he must just have some damage, some splitter damage there, but no, it's still the same. And actually, Rick Jonk has, when we just get back to it, has extended his lead from the start to 1.5 seconds, and Conor Pearson is catching Hedberg for third place here. This will be the battle to watch out for though at the moment.
By the way, Conor Pearson is currently leading. He is leading the Radeon TV sweepstakes. We still haven't come up with a name for it, by the way. I think we've called it sweepstakes, and we've also called it the championships. I think that's we need to come up with a different name, but he's leading Rick Junk by 2 points. If Rick Junk wins here, but Pearson keeps up the points to the minimum number of points, this will go down to the wire, the last race at the Circuit de la Sarthe at LeMans in France, as they come around Respal at the moment. Conor Pearson being hounded by Jake Browning, with Nicholas Hedberg in his front window. Really, he's got a bird's eye view and well, not even a bird's eye view, he's got a rear view of the car he wants to be ahead of, which is the car number 27. To come through nice and flat onto the, I've called this the back straight because it's the longest straight that isn't the front pit straight. Nice easy braking. By the way, a bit of trivia, the historic layout was chosen because it was easier for the cars to handle, and people didn't like the new
Does anybody like the chicane? Come on, let's be honest. It throws off the flow of this, and I really love the fast-flowing track this is without the chicane. I just want to see Red John goes purple again at 23.9. Browning really made up some time in the lap before, but is not able to do anything. Van Loan comes out. He must have had an incident. Van Loon comes out in front of Hedberg, and that's going to slow him up. So going to bunch up these three once again as Hedberg tries to go around the outside. Can't really do that with prototypes, but does a good job there. But he has lost half a second in that, and Browning continues to pushing as he's going around Respol right now. Pearson getting a little bit untidy there, a little bit wide, but does hold it in there as they now come down to Seat. I love how this track has so many names of corners that aren't Spanish, but it's Portuguese, Dutch, German, and French. I just love it.
You love your names, don't you? Well, the two of us love our names because we can't pronounce them.
We're gonna love it when it's Nordschleife.
Oh no, I'm not looking forward to that. By the way, a discussing point while we watched the car 22 of Conor Pearson to car 12 of Jake Browning, an LMP2 has been confirmed.
Yay! Sorry, the delayed cheer there, but yes, fantastic, isn't it? The idea that we've got an LMP2 coming could change everything at the moment. Oh, hello. Sorry, Madsen just held up Browning there a little bit as they're coming through traffic for the first time. Fantastic that we're getting an LMP2 like this. Hang on one second. This isn't dodging and diving. I gotta stop talking and watch the dodging and diving through the traffic again for all these drivers at the moment. How many GTEs can they get in front of? That is the game of the traffic right now, but they were weaving around GTEs, taking different lines there. And now it's a survival of the fittest. Hedberg goes really wide again, and the GTE gets forced wide because of the understeer there. So that is going to cause Hedberg issues, and he is really pushing that. And there's now an HPD right in front of them. So they're thinking, hang on one second, this shouldn't be here right now. What's going on? We should be waiting a few laps before we see the HPDs with the traffic, but it's still going. Pearson, I think, wants to make a move. Cannot make it, but he's on the tail now of Hedberg because of the traffic. Hedberg taking some really interesting moves. They go around the fast kick, like you said, left, oh, Pearson, he collects Browning as well from the hold up there. There is damage to Browning. He is not happy. He's got wing damage, and I think Pearson might have some nose damage. That is going to be interesting there. I'm not sure what happened. Did Pearson just not anticipate the GTE just lifting for the corner? I know it's flat out for these prototypes with the downforce, but
oh yeah, on the replay it seems like he just misjudged, and there's been it's an accident, no doubt about it, but Conor Pearson misjudging the
hello Jake, calm down. I think that was a little bit, I'm not sure if that was getting out of the way or just having a little bit of frustration there, but we'll just leave that and leave our opinions out of that for the moment, as Pearson does take P4 from Browning, albeit assisted by the damage on Browning, and I'm surprised he didn't pit. So now he's got his eyes on Hedberg in front, but I actually think Clay can now take Browning. It's going to be interesting. Almost contact. And they've both gone off. Oh, that was Felipe. That was Felipe Caramello there. Went super aggressive there with Ibiza. I think he locked his brakes and didn't expect it. He just came really slow. Ibiza was, I think, slowing up for the LMP1, and yeah, Caramello just was completely not aware of it.
As you can see in the replay, just misjudged, hit the car, and they're both off track now. There's a bit of damage on the rear left side of the car in 35, as you can see the GTEs passing by.
Let's keep an eye on this. Browning and Pearson, round 3, or is this round 4? I'm not sure. It's going to be a boxing match. It's an hour long. They're still going. I'll tell you what, Browning has speed, even with that bent back. That rear left is bent. You can see the wheel pushing out, and actually you see more wheel than you see fenders or wheel arches. So I'm amazed that he's keeping up to the times. Look at it. Pearson with okay, they had a crash, but a Pearson with a 37, Browning with a 31 flat. So really interesting to see this. He is gaining the time with his braking, gaining the time with his cornering, but he's going to lose it when he comes to the straights. But he will go for this. You can tell, even with that damage, Browning is not out of this race.
Just trying to see. Ooh, you're meant to lift there at that kink. What, they call it the kink? But yeah, I'm trying to judge to see how much the damage is affecting Jake's car. It doesn't seem to be affecting it too much now, but there's quite a bit of damage on it. Ooh, is a little bit of lift off oversteer.
Do you know, I'm amazed that he's got that much damage and Pearson's got nothing. You know what I mean? Because that was a hard hit on both of them, and it was more Pearson going into Browning than Browning going into Pearson. So I'm amazed, and Browning still flashing at Pearson, still not happy about what happens, and he's going to be taking those frustrations, I think, for the rest of the race. And you know, you can have your opinions on that, and I'm just going to keep it neutral at the moment. I'm giving it like the BBC, so I can't really say much, but quite an interesting list of events happening over the last couple of laps. Is Rick Jonk in the front is now 5 seconds ahead after going purple with a 33.6 and that 23.6, and as I flick to him, he hits 2 sausage curves and almost loses the car. So I'm going to ignore that and just keep watching everybody else. I don't want to cause a commentator's curse.
We've already done it. It's already happened.
Damn it. All right.
Ask the booth, can you show the chase cam for the incident? If you can ask Advo to allow us to see previous incidents, yes we can. And the problem is we can't do it in the heat of the moment. We can only do it in the heat of the moment, we can't do it retrospectively. Thank you, Advo.
Let's just have a quick thing. I do like in the YouTube chat, we got the YouTube, by the way, for the first time. Ben Snamefi, not racing today, is doing the bet crash all for Rick. So that's a bit of teammate banter between the two of them. Ben PCS driver with Rick. Just watching, as I say that, as I'm saying, let's watch the HPDs. And what happens? Luke Bennett just trades paint with Solper in the number 21 Solper in the GTEs. So I've done what you've done, Rob. I've gone, let's look at the HPDs, and there's almost a chaos. So let's go back to what I was saying. Luke Bennett the third.
Just chaos in the GTEs. I want to see that again. The GTE of car number 26 was battling the car number 21. There's a HPD. Who is that? It's a sim. It's a SRC.
That's Edward then, is it?
It was not the HPD. It was another GTE that hit him coming into.
That's Nick Madsen. Yeah, that's Nick Madsen. So who is the HPD there? That's Grimberg, who's the P2 HPD there. And it looks like Madsen, almost in a repeat of what happened earlier from other cars, just got too hot there. Was he trying to battle the HPD? I'm not sure. Somehow Grimberger gets away from that. But yeah, that's crazy. And that's a car as well. Pierre there, who has been in the wars twice now because of lap traffic and cars killing him from behind.
The HPD of number 8, Marcus Deck, navigating around the number 15, flashing his lights, coming past Repsol as they come now towards the kink and the sausage curbs of Doom. Well, Doom for the P1s. GTs might be fine, though. Yeah,
we call it a kink, but is it a kink? Because its camps are on the track, but I mean, if you've got a prototype, it's a kink. But I'm really not sure. Do we call that a kink?
We'll call it a kink.
We'll call it a kink.
We'll keep it a kink.
Yeah.
As the cones are being murdered by the HBDs passing car number 15. Let's have a look at the rest of the field. Let's see now. Let's see. Marcus Deck. Let's see now.
No.
He can't, no. My microphone cut out on stream, by the way. It's professional as ever.
I thought you were guiding me into that one.
Yeah. I wish. But let's see. As the two of them battle through the back section 2 of Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. Does Marcus Deck make a move coming out of Europe car? Does he make a move going out of Europe car or onto the final straight?
Oh, Rob. Yeah. I don't know. It's all going to come down to traffic. It's interesting to see. Linear lost 2 seconds the previous lap due to traffic. He's just a little bit tentative around the traffic, and he's done it again as they go around Bank Sabel. And he's having to... Is that Marcus wanting to go around the outside? He does, but he can't. And in his defense, Linear gets a GTE in front of him. It's only going to save him for a couple seconds now. As now Linear goes ahead, Rick Junk joins him. We've got GTEs, HBDs, and LMP1s. Oh my! As they say in the Narnia Chronicles there, but cannot make a move in deck because of all this traffic. But I did not realise the chaos is coming there. Rick Junk just having a little bit of run there on the apron. This is absolutely Venom, and again, we see these prototypes going wide around the outside, around the exit of Renault there, sometimes because of black traffic, and it's just, I think it's almost like a NASCAR mentality. You've got to stay inside as tight as you can, because they're losing a lot of time.
Well, if you need to overtake somebody and that's the only way, do you take it? That's the question.
Yeah, I guess you do. Let's just keep an eye out elsewhere. I don't think there's any racing going on at the moment. Conor Pearson coming in for P5 in a Audi battle at the moment with Alexander Gerber. So those two are a battle for P5, only half a second. And
sorry, Marcus Deck made a move coming onto the inside on the back of the straight as they come around now to Campsa. I think that's what it's called.
No, that's Bonk. That's Bonk Sabel.
There you go, you corrected me. We're professionals
into
here.
Eurocar.
Into Eurocar. And then onto
go.
the final corner, onto the pit straight. Now, that is Marcus Deck up into 3rd place after very late breaking into the... What is that corner? I'm trying to pronounce it.
That's like Kashia, isn't it? That's what he found out.
Kashia.
It's a name. Yeah, Kashia. It's actually a name of a bank. I don't know why, but there you go. And it's Portuguese, like I said. It's a Spanish track with no Spanish names for the corners. I love it.
Conor Pearson. Well, I don't know who comes up with it, but I'm asking questions. As Conor Pearson almost touches the back of the car number 23 and the car number 23, which is the car number 23? It is not the car number 23 because it is not a GTE. Oh, Conor Pearson really making very late braking with the car number 37 GTE BMW of Sebastian Sacco as he chases the rear end of Alexander Gerber in the car number 19. Blocked by the THL number 40.
Did they touch?
I don't think they did. It might have been netcode.
Okay, it just looked like they had Morales there just being a bit of a... Huber's in the pits. What has happened to Huber? Have a quick look there. Don't tell me there's been a crash there for Huber. Oh, there's been a big chunk. There has been a big one for Huber. Oh, what's happened here for Huber? You keep going here. I'll keep an eye out on it, but it does not look good as I look for this.
I'm having a replay now. He was passing the car number 29, Conor Pearson was.
No, Huber. I see now what's happened. You'll see it in a minute. Huber comes out of Worth, and there's a HPD in front of him. Who's the HPD? It's Sangali there. And he just cuts up the line. He got a bit confused at the GTE in front of him, or Sacco, just as we were talking about Sacco. And he just cuts into the line there that Huber is. And that's Huber's race done. Whacked in. And then I think, does he collect another car? No, but he collects the wall.
glad that he didn't actually hit the wall, or didn't hit anybody else. But it was very unfortunate when Hubert was doing absolutely nothing wrong, and the P2 just stepped out into his line. There's nowhere else for him to go.
That's a shame as well. It's also one of the rules that we always say, you know, if you're the HPD, yes, you've got every right to overtake the slower car in front of you, but you also have to be aware of an LMP1 coming behind you. So, a little bit of a, I would say a brain fart or a rookie mistake there, just a general racing incident there. It just happens, you know, especially when you're coming out of a corner like that. You want to exit the corner and you want to keep on the pedal instead of having to slow down. So, that's unlucky there for Huber, but so that takes him out. That's actually the first retirement in the LMP1s. So we are down now to just 10 LMP1 drivers now.
By the way, guys, if you think the quality is good, tell the booth, you know, hashtag ask the booth. You can always ask us questions. We'll try and respond. Try responding. And appreciate all the support that you've given us so far in this stream.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a question. What is the name of the YouTube channel? It's Radion TV. RAIDILLON TV. We're live at the moment, and I'm just watching at the back of the LMP1 field. Oliver Brandt just going wide there at the corner. I'm not sure which corner that was. Going to Worth now. There was a battle at the back of the field of the LMP1s, but that mistake there from Brandt just closed it off there. But let's just have a look elsewhere. Pearson, a second behind Gerber at the moment. He is still pushing for that position. He's been really aggressive through the field today, hasn't he, Pearson? Had that mistake earlier with Browning, and he just had to work his way back up, and he's slowly doing it. But I've never seen Pearson this aggressive through the traffic, I must be honest.
He's been very aggressive, especially during the second sector, just past Repsol. He gets very aggressive. He got very aggressive with those two BMWs. He really wanted to force that issue.
Yeah, you can see how badly he wants it as well. Just looking at no battles at the moment, apart from that one for Pearson on Gerber for P5. I don't think there's anything in the GTEs. There is at the back, actually. Number 16, Dominic Tissot. Half a second behind Jack Anderlecht. They're both in Porsches. The German sim racing car there of CISO against the Big Bone Racing, the Furtive. Is it Furtive? I always forget how you pronounce that Twitch name.
Furtive Live.
Furtive,
yeah. There you go.
Of Jack Anderlecht there. And they've actually brought in Gilles van der Veen as well in the BMW, the digital camo BMW in front there. So the small gaggle there, just a second and a half between the three of them. And that's actually for 6th, 7th, and 8th. So it's going to be worth watching this. It's quite fun watching the GTEs go around this track. It feels like this track is, well, it's different for every type of car, isn't it? The LMP1s are so fast and so flat, and it's then for a car like a GTE, it's quite demanding on the brakes.
It's definitely a lot of Porsches out today, though, and I'm glad to see the Porsches out in force. Especially given the fact that I hadn't seen them in the broadcast race for quite a while. Well, in number in quite a while.
I will say, Rob, though, there is a lot of Ford Porsches, but the top 6: Ford, Ferrari, BMW, Porsche, BMW. So there's a nice mix around the top. And we got to give some shout out to the number 18 there of Marcin Kustak, the only Ferrari running in the top 10. So actually, is he the only Ferrari full stop? You know, I think he might actually be the only Ferrari full stop. He is. I think the other Ferraris got taken out early in the... No, he is the only Ferrari. And he's there, on his own, with the prancing horse, around Catalonia, in P3.
Well, I just want to give a quick shout out to our boy, our kid, Josh Mills. He's doing a 24-hour live stream for charity. He'll be doing a 24-hour live stream for GT4 or Gran Turismo 4. You can go check him out on his channel, twitch.tv or I was about to say r/ as if it was like Reddit. but it's twitch.tv/Milseh, Millsheh. He'll be doing a 24-hour stream. And that 24-hour stream will be to raise money for charity by Just Giving. So please, if you can show support, us at Radion will be much appreciated.
Yeah, I'd like to see him do 24 hours of Catalonia. Can you imagine how that would be? I mean, just imagine. Wasn't it last season or the season before they had an endurance race at this track with the chicane, and I just remember it being really chaotic traffic-wise. So nice to see it's not been that bad today in the sprint race. As we see, I'm just looking at the 22 Pearson. He is catching Gerber now. He is now less than half a second behind him. They come around the kink there, and now they've got a bit of a gaggle, a couple GTEs in front. Gerber made the move. Oh, just at the last moment he had to put the brakes on. That's Madsen trying to go around the outside of Fubitsu and cannot make it stick in. Now it's, excuse me, coming through, excuse me, can I come through, can I come through? Pearson gets the worst of it though, as Gerber found the right way. Into Eurocar they go there, and Gerber actually gains half a second from that, but yeah, that was fun to see. That's the last thing you want to see when you're trying to make a corner.
Ahead.
And then LMP1 is just see a GTE just go, I want to fight this car in front of me, and you're like, oh, I'm not ready for this.
It seems to be a gaggle of two GTEs whenever these two are fighting, by the way.
Noah, where are you? Where's the Ark, Noah?
Two of every car. Two Audis battling and two Porks battling. Not the 919s, mind you. It is two R18s and two sets of 991 RSRs battling for position as they just come past Repsol into the back section 2.
Yep, into Worth now.
Into Worth, yes, thank you. I was waiting for it. Worth coming through the kink now as Pearson is still chasing 5th position. He knows that it might not be much, but it's $20, so, you know, I'm not a sim racer, but $20 is $20. And he'd be wanting to, he'd be wanting that $20.
Imagine just going, yeah, I need this position. I just, you know, can you get this position? It'll give me $20. I won't give you anything, but, you know, $20 for me, please, could you? No, Gerber's not going to take this line down. He's just going to make him work for this. He had a chance there. He had a really great middle stack to Pearson, but around Keixer and Stubbell, Gerber was just fantastic. So the gap is still the same, but I just look at the times. Gerber 26 flat, Pearson 25.5. So sorry, making some progress here. He is the fastest of the two cars, and with 31 minutes left on the clock, pit stops will be coming into play, as well as more lap traffic. Look at the gaggle up ahead as they come around Repsol.
Oh dear, it's the group of 3 GTEs as Gerber now is the one that is pushing his car into very tricky situations as they were coming around towards Worst. Coming through the kink now, still cornering flat. No issues to report so far.
Conor Pearson, I was just looking. I was just looking at the boost strategy there from Gerber. It looks like he's putting more boost on as they come out of the kink through Kamsa there into like a Keixer. And I think that's what's catching Pearson off a bit there. It's Gerber's just using a bit more boost there. But he's got a good run now, Pearson. He's kept on with Gerber this time round. They come around New Holland. He's actually lost a little bit of time. It'd be interesting to see the time. I think they're pretty much even. It's naturally Pearson slower by a tenth. So he's not made the time up there. Gerber with that aggressive driving there through that gaggle around Seat probably saved him.
Saved him and more besides, to be honest. He's still keeping the gap between himself and Pearson alive. But while they're battling it, let's see who else is having a bit of a gaggle. There is still a bit of a gaggle between Anderlecht and Van der Veen. What a last name, by the way, Van der Veen.
just the whole name, man. Jelly Van der Veen. I just love it.
There's no I in that. It's Gel Van der Veen.
Oh, it's Gel. Sorry, I thought it was an E. I don't know why. Yeah, no, it's Gel. I love that in the moment. Anderlecht behind. It's catching a little bit worth. These two have practically been side by side. There's another battle as well. Just want to bring up to number 41, Lewis Holden, half a second in behind Marcos Aracoron Gonzalez. And I just love saying that whole name, just because it sounds really cool if you get it right. Half a second gap between those two. At the moment, they will move into provisional fourth and fifth. As I believe Liniev, was it Liniev? Yes, Dmitry Liniev did go for an early pit stop. So at the moment, those two will be classed when they cross the line as fourth and fifth. But Holden wants that, and in a car which is practically equal to spec, going to be really hard through this track. He's going to have to hope for traffic just to try and make a move.
As they come up through... is it Kaitsa, is it?
No. That's that one's Blanc Stabel.
You can see how professional we are at names.
Oh, they pit! No, they don't pit! Oh, Gonzalez messes his pit box. His pit breaking up there. His pit something up there. I'll say that properly. So
let's have a look again as they come around Europe car. Let's have a look at what the car number 24 was doing. He goes into the pits. He locks up his car and gets rear-ended. He got rear-ended by the GTE that was passing by, who was just doing racing. Oh, Marcos Gonzalez has to come around. He's come around once more and he has rear-end damage.
Imagine that. I mean, it's bad enough you get a puncture after you've just crossed the start-finish line. But imagine missing the pit. Imagine overshooting the pit braking, and then coming back on and getting a crash. And now you go do the whole lap with practically... He can barely turn. He's just collided with P2. He's collided with Wallström. He's got no turning, and he has collided with Wallström, who went side by side with him. Don't think there's any damage. I hope there's no damage to the P2 Mike Wallström then. But that was just weird, and I don't know if that is on Gonzalez, because what can he do? He can barely turn that car properly. And Wallström, he's like, I don't want to be near you. Just wheeze a little bit away, because he's practicing social distancing there. He did not want to be close to him. Just a weird moment there. I don't think you can put any fault in Gonzalez there. Just could not get that car turned.
The car number... Who is... which P? It's the 27 of Nicolas Hedberg. Comes around just fine as car number 24 finally comes in the second time around. It's the second time around he actually makes it. He doesn't overextend himself, and he's probably going to have at least a minute worth of repairs.
Oh, definitely. But he's also going to take his pit stop as well. I'll tell you who else is taking a pit stop. Conor Pearson. He's rolled the dice and he's gone for the proverbial undercut because there's no tyre changes in ILMS. He's gone for that undercut right now. He pitted on lap 22. So it's going to be interesting to see. Wanted to look at the lap times between him and Gerber. Be interesting when he crosses the line because his outlap was 53.3. And when he crosses the line right now, Gerber did a 25.4. So he's got to be faster than that. Did get held up by traffic, and it is going to be when he crosses the line a 25.4 exactly. I don't know if it's going to pay off for him. It's really weird to pit that early, especially with the Audi.
Well, the pit window would have been open if he had gone beyond halfway. It opens at about 20-25 minutes, and it closes at about 40-45. So he would have been within the pit window to be able to undercut if he wanted to, but undercut what exactly?
Well, he needs Gerber. He needs to beat Gerber. He was losing time trying to battle Gerber and get around, and he's lost a little bit of time there going around Koffenhoff and Bennett. But he's made up for it because he's got a good clean fresh air there. Through to the kink here, having to slow down a little bit for Goodway in there in the Ford. But again, he's not losing too much time. Gerber now pits. Now, I don't know if Pearson took repairs, but there was a about 24-second difference between the two of them. So that sounds like a normal pit stop time here. Gerber in his pit stall right now. Where is Pearson? Let's keep an eye on Pearson right now. He looks like he's coming around. Yes, he's coming around Europe car here right now. He's going into New Holland. He may have this right here. Where's Gerber? Gerber is still in the pits. Gerber is not moving. Pearson is just going to say sayonara. Here goes Gerber. It's not enough. Has he put too much fuel in? Or is that just the fuel strategy there? Pearson will take provisional fifth when they come out the pit stops. Yes, that is officially going to be fifth, I think. So Pearson extends his lead. Well, that's 6 seconds. What's happened there?
Alexander Gerber spent 3 extra seconds in the pit stall comparative to Conor Pearson.
Wow. That's a big difference. So the undercut, the proverbial undercut, has worked for Pearson. 3 laps more he did after that pit stop. And it's gained him some time there. So great move there by Pearson. He, in theory, will take P5 as Wallström now comes into the pits there. As that gives Hedberg P2. And I think that will allow Clay... No, he pits as well. So P3 and P4 will be pitting, right? It's going to be interesting to see, will he do a longer pit stop? And does he have damage after Gonzalez's little touch there? It's a little kick.
By the way, while we were watching the P1s coming into the pits, the car number 20 of Jack Anderek overtook car number 29, Jel van der Veen. I still love that name, by the way. He is now up into provisional 6th position.
Brilliant move. What was that? I'm guessing that was on the start of the track, start of the lap there. That's fantastic. So he's got the move up there, and they still have to pit as well. The GTE, none of the top 10 have pitted in the GTE class. Just seeing who else hasn't pitted.
Car number 27 just lunges. The car number 27 being Nicholas Hedberg. He really wants to make is either a very good in lap, or he just wants to lap as quickly as possible to try and continue closing the gap between himself and the car number. Where is it? Car number. Off the top of my head, I can't remember which car number it is. It is Wallström. There we go. The car number 4. As Nicholas Hedberg the pits. He comes into the pits to serve his pit stop. Let's see. We need to make sure that he either has to come out ahead or beside the car number 4.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Bausch will come around the last corner, and he's going to make it easy as well. But there's a couple of cars still not pitted. It looks like Edwards in the pit. Oliver Brandt not pitted. Seletsky not pitted. And, of course, the leader, who is 30 seconds, almost 30 seconds out in the lead, is Rick Jonk. As we always say, only the chonkiest of chonks. And he is making light work of the field today. But it looks like Wallström does get ahead. But where's Hedberg come out? Well, he is behind Wallström by 4 seconds. So he's actually lost a little bit of time, I think, in that pit stop there. But that could just be traffic on the in lap and traffic on the out lap. What's happened here? Alright, sorry. I didn't realise that Rob was taking a swig of a drink, I think, at that time. So let's just keep an eye on where we're going at the moment. Edward is out of the pits into P5. Just to give you a rundown, the current is a bit jiggled because of the pit stops. Rick Jonk just gone into the pits there. He's in the lead. Seletsky is P2 with Hedberg in provisional P3. We've seen a crash in front of Hedberg there. Who is that? That is Jack. That is Liniev there, going around Europe car with Bob Humphrey. And I'm not sure that I think Liniev tried to go for a move that was not possible there, and Humphrey just comes into him. I'm pretty sure that's a late lunge there from Liniev to make that move, but that is P5 in the HPDs. He slides around, he survives, and I'm not sure what happened there to the GTE. How much damage does he have? He went onto the grass, slowing onto the grass, still makes it out alive, which is a little bit of damage, but a close moment there. Linear then comes around him, but he's got Rick Jonk, that's Conor Pearson in front of him, so yeah, that's a very interesting. Just having a quick look. I don't think there's any serious damage there to Linear. No, but a close moment there. Great save though, almost using the rumble strips on the boring chicane, as I like to call it, to help him there. But just a little bit of a moment there. But yeah, the top 5 as we were going. Sorry. Rick Jonk with Zaleski, Brandt, Wallström and Hedberg. And that could be after pit stops as Rick Jonk almost gets collected by Godoy there in the GTEs. While we talk about the GTEs, Godoy in the lead, 2 seconds behind him is Dmitry Kovanov. And then Marcin Kusak behind them, a whole 16 seconds behind all of them. And then the HPDs, as I see Kusak and we see Grimbergas, who's in P2 there. In the HPDs, it's Bennett the third, with Gustav Grimbergas in P2, and then we have Lewis Holden well behind them as well. I think he's 35 seconds now behind the leader, Luke Bennett.
And I am back. Sorry for missing the crash anyway. Nature call, well, not nature calls, life calls. Anyway. As we have our cameras currently trained on Federico Godoy, currently in P1, lapping very flat and very nicely now.
Yeah, doing really well here. I was surprised at how well Kovanov has. It's only a 1.7 gap, and it's just these two really out on their own at the moment. I think they're pretty much matching time, so there's 17, that's 1-7 minutes remaining on the clock, so I can't really see anything serious unless there's, almost like when I was going through the rundown, Godoy almost getting collected by Rick Jonk, who was just sending it, so can't see that happening at the moment.
The GTEs, by the way, they need to stop. 12th through to the leader for the GTEs. They all need to stop, and they're going to be doing it within the next lap or two.
Or for the little Ford on his own, the prancing horse has come in because he needs a drink and he needs a bucket of water thrown over him. Kusak goes into the pit. He's the first one to pit. He, in my opinion, that's also my theory, but you get the idea. In my opinion, he might trigger everything right now. Anderik now going into the pits. So that's 2 of the top 10 going into the pits right now. So we will see. I reckon we'll see now. Next lap, I think Kovanov or Godoy will have to respond to that. Godoy, as I watch him there, decides that he wants to run the sausages because he's in a Ford, and Fords are built tough. What's the advert in America? Built Ford tough or something like that, and we're not American. We don't do that. Could you imagine if we hyped up ILMS like we were American? Dramatic music, and just be like, ILMS presents. No, Radeon TV presents ILMS Championship. Will Rick Jonk retain his title? Will Conor Pearson take it? Tune in tonight, live 7 Eastern on Radeon TV. It'd be like that. It'd be absolutely horrible.
I really do feel like that if ILMS or WEC like go full American, oh dear.
Yeah, no. Let's just stick with Hindi doing what he does on Radio Le Mans, please. I can't deal with that.
The less of that, the better. The less of that, the better. As the leader, Frederick Godoy, comes into the pits. Kovanov stays out, by the way. Kovanov stays out. Sacco comes in.
That's going to be interesting because there was what? At the line, because one was in the pits, they were practically level. So it's going to be interesting to see what Kovanov does. Now, they're both Fords, so there shouldn't be an issue if one of them's got a different tank. It all comes down to, can Kovanov have a faster lap in? And can Godoy have a better, as Kovanov just decides to ride the sausage? But can Godoy then have a good lap out? It all depends on who gets caught up in having to let traffic through the most. I say that by, if you look at Kofanov right now, he's coming to a corner and he's fine. He's coming to the big hairpin. He's like Kaisha. Now, if he had an LMP1 next to him, he would have had to take a wider line. He would have had to let them go around, and he would have got a better exit angle, but he's already lost that time. So you see Pearson right now is going to go for a Eurocar, almost a little in the F there, and he had to put the brakes on a little bit, Kofanov. Will he pit this time? Does pit. Lovely line there. That may have actually helped him with Pearson. So, into the pits. Let's watch Godoy and let's watch Kofanov.
As you're watching Godoy and Kofanov, we're also watching Oliver Brandt and Jake Browning. Jake Browning, by the way, had to stay in the pits for an extra 18 seconds to repair his damage. He had a 34-second pit stop he was stopped for 34 seconds in the pit stall to repair damage.
Oh, Godoy's had to hit the brakes a little bit as Linear comes around when they go through Holland. Where is Kofanov? He is coming out of the pits right now. I don't think it's going to be close enough. Goes through the line. 1 second gap between them. It's going to be neck and neck as they come in. Godoy is just going to get by, and not by much actually as they hit the braking. If anything, Kofanov had gained a second. Let's just watch that. He may have gained a second during that pit proceedings, and now he's in the slipstream. That worked out great for Kofanov in the respect that he's actually gained time. He's not gained the lead, but the silver lining is he is right on the back now of Godoy, and he's going to get that slipstream.
He did indeed gain a second. He only spent 9/10 of a second less in the pits, but that 9/10 of a second was all that he needed to get into the slipstream. He is now 0.7 of a second as they come past. Ooh, let's see that P2. Will he make proceedings difficult? The DHL car number 40. Will he make proceedings difficult? No, he won't. He'll let it by as the sausage curbs pose no threat to the car number 7 of Federico Godoy. Ooh, car number 40 getting a little bit too close to comfort to the rear end of Federico Godoy, apologies.
At the same time, Godoy, I was going to say, Godoy though, right away got right in behind that car 40 slipstream, just to give him that little bit of push there, just a little bit of help. But Kofanov actually the better off out of the two there. I know that sounds weird. Murray's going to make a move. Murray makes a late move, and Kofanov again has to react to that. So many times we've seen cars bombing it down there at Europcar, and he's lost time because of a little bit of a twitch out of New Holland. He's lost time. He was on a great lap there, and he's lost the slipstream. All that work has just been outdone, has just been, well, destroyed almost because of the lap traffic.
The gap is now, as they come into the first corner, 1.5 seconds. That is the gap now. He has lost the slipstream unless Kofanov can pull some great moves on the infield as he comes up to Repsol. Sorry, to come up to Repsol, he needs to start making moves again. He needs to start pushing the infield to try and close the gap. But this will be the tit for tat as well as the traffic comes around from the P2s, P1s. It'll be a bit of push and a bit of shove, but how much push do you get to the shoving? That's the question that has to be asked. Let's see as they come up towards the kink. Let's see if they both go through flat. Yes, they do. No issues there at all.
No issues there. And I'm just looking as well. I'm looking at the relative. There is clean air, but well, not clean air, sorry. There is clean traffic behind them. Closest man behind them is 19 seconds, and that is a lap GTE car. So at the moment, they have a good 2 laps, I think, as Wallström comes in there. They've probably got 2 laps now, just those two battling it out. So 1.5, I think, was the gap as they crossed the line. Let's look at these times as they cross. We're going to be focusing on this because I think really this is the key battle happening in the whole race at the moment. Godoy crosses the line. It's a 38.6 and Kofanov a 38.7. So it looks like he's gaining, but he's not. So I'm not sure there. Just keeping an eye there. The 24 Gonzalez has pitted again. He's had more damage as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Not sure what's happened there to Gonzalez. He had that damage earlier on with that accident. And yeah, he just actually, he collected a GTE in the kink. Who was that? He collected car number 33. That's an interesting one. Okay, yeah, collected car number 33 on the exit of that, the kink there as we call it, and then just, Oh, he took somebody out. He took who did he take out? He took Wallström out. He hit Wallström. Oh, he hit Wallström, and Wallström's got damage. That's P2. He had damage from that move. And it's almost a repeat of Jake Browning's damage, but just a little less. I did not see that until the end.
Do you know, I'm very grateful for you being able to rewind. I can't. God damn.
So I'm not sure if that was him trying to park it, but Gonzalez turned right just as Wallström was. I don't want to say what I think I want to say, but Wallström got turned into on a straight by car number 24, Gonzalez. That's all I can say. That looked very weird. Basically, Gonzalez on the exit of the kink, as we've been calling it, or as many people will know, we call it. It's called Campsa. And on the runoff on the exit, there was a GTE. Completely no thing. It was number 33, Jose Donas Moyano. Was absolutely fine doing what he was doing, but Gonzalez was not aware of it. Basically went into the back of him. He's got damage, and then just decided for some reason, as Wallström was behind him, side by side, was just going to turn right. And I don't want to say anything. That's all I'm going to say.
We are the BBC, by the way. We are the BBC.
You can. We are the BBC.
But does that mean that James Clay? I see James Clay on the relatives.
He is catching up. At the same time, we've got to go back to this GTE battle. Kofanov is catching up to Godoy now. He had a better lap there, a 38.5 compared to a 38.9. So he rides the rumble strips once again out of Wurtz there. And it's now less than a second again as Wallström is coming behind him. Now look at this. The start of the lap, it was 5 seconds gap between Wallström and Clay. It's now, by the looks of it, 3 seconds. I want to see that. It is 3 seconds between the two of them. Now Clay will have to play respect here. He has the lead battle in the GT in front of him, Godoy and Kofanov, as Godoy had to slow down, I think, there for Wallström. So it has brought Kofanov into the mix here. Going around Europe car, will Clay make a dive? Clay plays it safe. Thank you, James. Thank you for doing that. But he does wedge it in. He's got no choice to wedge in between at New Holland. But does go on there. And here comes, is that Hedberg as well? So yeah, that's Hedberg now trying to catch up to Clay. And this is going to be interesting. Where is Conor Pearson? He's also behind them on the straight. So we have got a fight for third. We have got a fight possibly for second as well with Wallström's damage. And at the same time, we have the GTE leaders battling it out with less than a second. There's only 6 minutes left on the clock.
There will be, I think, 4 more laps. 4 or 5 more laps. So it's unfortunately a given that Wallström will lose positions. He is definitely down on par because, I mean, look at the left side of his car. It is very crunched.
It's a sad boy. Very sad boy. But I've seen worse. And I'm amazed. What was his last time? Actually, like, you know when Jake Browning had his crash? Now, you could basically see the wheel, because that's how far the wing was pushed in. Not the wing, sorry, the arch was pushed in. This is less damage, but worse results for the speed. And I'm not sure how that works, but he's losing a lot of time right now. In fact, I'm pretty sure Clay, when he comes out of New Holland in a minute, will just have a clean run here, and then Hedberg is going to be there. They will not go free wide. That'll be safe. Well, they'll go free wide with it. They have to go around this GTE. Can Wallström get the speed up? He cannot. Clay takes P2, and Hedberg in a minute will take it. Actually, is he going to make a late move here? Makes the late move into Elf there, and he will take P3. So just like that, Wallström down to two spots. Pearson is behind him as well, coming up 3 seconds. That's going to be an interesting fight as well.
Well, it's going to be a foregone conclusion, unfortunately, at this stage, given the fact that really the car of number 4, Magnus Wallström, could not put up a fight. He is now going to be going backwards in the field, and will Jake Browning catch him in time to take 5th position?
Oh, that would be horrible if he loses that much time, I gotta be honest. Oh, Zaleski putting himself in between Godoy and Kofanov there. again, we want to look at it. They're basically almost equal. Godoy was a tenth faster that last lap. There is 2 or 3 laps remaining for these GTEs, and slowly every time Kofanov, I wouldn't say every time he gets closer to GT, there's an LMP1 that bursts in, but he is struggling right now. And oh, that's Brandt making a move then, not really playing the traffic well there at all. But there, Godoy having to slow down a little bit with Brandt in front of him. That opens up for Kofanov. But then as Kofanov has to do that, he comes around the corner and there's a car going to sandwich again. And this is the battle that he's been having. He's not fighting Godoy at the moment. He's fighting the ability. He is fighting to survive through all this traffic.
Now let's see. Let us see the number 22. Conor Pearson is on the rear end of Magnus Wallström. By the way, we've got a cheer for Nicholas Clay. Or not Nicholas Clay. It's Nicholas Hedberg.
This isn't Nicolas Cage, Rob. Not Nicolas Cage. I know what you were thinking. Pearson, sorry, as you recover yourself, Pearson does take P4 from Wallström as they were coming into work. So that's that done. I mean, the times, Wallström is 3 seconds slower now because of that crash, and that is a shame. He had a P2 in the bag, and that's gone and happened. So all of a sudden, Pearson with Hedberg in front is 5 seconds. I doubt he'll get it. So that's that going there. Just want to look elsewhere. Pretty much a foregone conclusion as there's a GTE. As I'm looking at Luke Bennett, there's a GTE off trying to take the right hairpin there on the track. I'm not sure. Luke Bennett looks like he is locked in with 2 minutes to go. The winner of the HPD with Grimbergas in second and Lewis Holden in third. So you'll have to look at that in a moment. We need to keep an eye on what's happening with the GTEs. There's 1 minute 55 remaining. So Rick Junk with the fact, let's have a look, he's gone purple. 122.8. There is definitely going to be 2 more laps for Rick Junk, and he's gone past Federico Godoy, and he's gone past Dmitry Kofanov. There's 2 more laps for these GTEs. These guys are going to do what they can, but again, it's a slow lap for Kofanov. The gap is almost a second now for Godoy. Can he hold this gap, and can he hold this win for the GTE class?
They've been pretty close ever since Kofanov gained that almost 1 second in the pits. He gained 9/10 in the pits with a very good pit stop. Will he try and make a move? There's probably only going to be 1 more lap for them to do it. Let's see if they can do it. Let's see if they can do it.
If is a great word, Rob. If was there, we wouldn't need the word if everything happened. So that is a great word in the English dictionary. If. Everything needs to go his way, and it went so well with the plan with the undercut, and then the traffic has just not worked for him. If there was no traffic, would he have caught him? We don't know. But he has matched him as much as he can, and he's doing all he can at the moment, Kofanov. I don't think it's going to be enough. We're going to watch Rick Junk as he comes almost around the corners. Of course he's going around the corners. He's going around Europe car and into New Holland with 25 seconds left on the clock. He will take the white flag. So every car behind him is white flag, which means the leader of the HPD and the leaders of the GTEs will finish on the same lap. Will not be having to wait around as Rick Junk, Luke Bennett and Federico Godoy and Dmitry Kofanov all take the white flag.
Sorry, I just want to replay this. They were going through Repsol, and then there was a LMP2, the car number 40, I think, sat in the middle of the road at Seat and just sat there in the middle of the road, and they both cars of Jake Browning and Wallström had to avoid him. What on earth is going on?
What's that I just see? That's Cicero going off and looking at number 40. Almost got punted there by the number 40, or did he just lose his braking? Not sure. But Rick Junk is coming around the Cassell, and this is weird just seeing everything happening at the moment. What a finish we've had. Yeah, what is going on? Is that the spun car? Yeah, I just see the replay. That was weird. Red junk now. Coming around Europe car. Coming around area through Europe car. He's got Kaiser letting him by through New Holland. He will take the championship lead, the sweepstakes lead in the Rally on TV sweepstakes championship. We've not had a name. He takes victory. Luke Bennett will come behind him, and with 1.3 seconds behind him, Grimbergas will take P2. Bennett takes the win in the HPD club. Where is Godoy? Where is Kopanov? They're coming into Eurocar right now. Godoy's going around there. The gap is 1 second. Kopanov has not done it. He's going to come around New Holland, will Federico, and he will take the GTE win forward. And for the Ford, for this lovely blue EcoBoost car, I'm not sure. Federico Godoy with the weave takes the win in the GTEs with Kopanov in P2. We just have to wait now for the rest of the cars. I'm pretty sure, yes. So James Clay coming around now. He will take P2 in the LMP1 and overall. Nicholas Hedberg will take P3 right behind him. Conor Pearson slowly now will take P4. Browning did overtake Wallström. Wallström has fallen to 6 after that accident. Browning takes P5. Wallström P6. Elsewhere, Lewis Holden will take P3 in the HPD, battling off Marcus Deck. And Marcin Kusak will take P3 in the GTE class.
Whew. I'm flustered.
You okay?
I'm flustered. That was a lot. That was a lot of racing.
I gotta admit, it was a very I just looked at the chat from Wallström there. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I should be saying that, but we'll look at that later. But I thought at one stage of the race it was going to be quite a wide field, and there wasn't a lot of competition. And at the end of the race, it really just tightened up there. And you feel for Kopanov. He had a real strong chance there at taking the victory. But I always say, if everything was how we wanted it, the word "if" would not exist. If everything went the way for Kopanov, if there was no traffic, if there was, probably, no traffic, if there was some better laps there, it's quite interesting to see what would have happened. He could have had a chance there, but to catch up what he did in the pits was fantastic for Kopanov.
Well, let's go through the results then, as we have Jack Anderek going around on the track. By the way, he did very well. He got up into the 6th position.
Look, actually, did anyone make some really big gains in this? And he made up 7 places into 6. He's still driving around. What? Jack, what are you doing, man?
He's having a victory lap. Let him be. Anyways, let's go through the results now. Rick Junk in 1st position for the LMP1s. James Clay 2nd position. Nicholas Hedberg in 3rd. Conor Pearson 4th. Jake Browning 5th after the earlier incident. He definitely did well to come back to, gain 5th position. Wallström really having an unfortunate incident. Thing in particular about that incident, but
I
very
mean,
unfortunate.
A lot has been said about that, so we don't need to cover it. We're just commentators, so we don't need to cover that, I don't think.
Brandt in 7th position. Selerski in 8th position. Gerber in 9th. In 10th is Robert Edward. He was a retiree. And Marshall Hubert also retired. In the HPDs, let's go and look at them. In 1st position is Luke Bennett, the 3rd. 2nd position is Grinbergus. I still don't know how to pronounce that. But 2 of them were battling it out until the end. Holden in 3rd. Marcus Deck definitely did a good drive today. He's in 4th position. Lenev in 5th position. In 6th position is Michel Sangali. 7th is Alan J. Murray. 8th position is Orson Mireles. And in 9th position is Matthias Kaiser. The only two retirees was Marcos Alacron Gonzalez and Paul Van Loon of the HPD fame.
I'll do the GTEs if you like a break. Federico Godoy took the win in the GTEs. Just behind him by, I'm pretty sure, like 1 second. Yeah, exactly 1 second was Dmitry Kofanov. Marcin Kusank was quite way back there in P3. Then we've got Sebastian Sacco there, who came to 4th. Hel van der Veen made up 5 places there. Started 10th, moved up into 5th place there. Jack Anderik, we already talked about, 7 places made up, finished P6. Diogo Paes Topila there in 7. We've got Dominic Ciso behind in 8. Augustus Martin in P9. Tristan Igales, 10. Pierre Ubitsu, 11. Bob Humphrey, the 3rd, will take 12. Nick Madsen does take P13. I'm pretty sure, yep. Jose Danelis Mariano was the last runner in the GTEs. He took P14. We had a few retirements. Jack Thompson finished 10 laps down. Don't think he finished the race. Tony Nguyen, he finished 15 laps down from the lead GTEs as well, into P16. Junior Borges crashed early on. He takes the P17. Felipe Caramello, pretty sure he got caught up in an earlier accident. He took P18. And we know about Graham D. Sanders, the first lap of the race, unfortunately, with the crash there.
And that rounds off the results. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Let us know if you enjoyed the stream. Let's hear it live. But while they let us know in the chat, guys, that MP2, what about it? Will we see the death of the HPD? And while they're just deliberating on that, who is your driver of the day, Craig? Who is it?
Oh God, now you've got me thinking. Who was my driver of the day? That's a tough one. I mean, everyone drove really well. Not a lot of fights there, but when you think about the drivers here, think about what's happened. Do you know? I think James Clay's got to get a shout here because he drove a great race. Okay, he started P3, but he's not one of the top drivers in the class at the moment. So to drive such a steady race, and okay, he was 46 seconds behind Rick Jong, but you look at the drivers he was racing against: Conor Pearson, Jake Browning, Brandt, Huber, Edward. To come P2 out of that lineup, really, a who's who of some of the higher up guys in the LMP1. Great to see, really. So I think he's got to get my shout out there for driver of the day.
I'll agree with you. Runner-up definitely would be Jack Anderek, by the way. Sorry, I was about to say James. It's not his name. If you guys like the stream, by the way, follow us on the YouTube, right on TV. We were streaming there and on the Twitch as well. Hi to both platforms. What are you about to say, Craig?
Would you like me to say what I always say?
Absolutely.
I'll say goodbye, Craig. And it's been fantastic. We're off to Le Mans next week, baby. Woo!
Rick, you're always driving the day in my heart. Thank you guys for joining in. If you are a fan of the streams, give us a follow, give us a subscription. Follow us on the YouTube. And until next week, we're at Le Mans. See you then.